There you go, folks. Good evening to everyone, folks. Today I'm going to interviewing one of the One Great Work Network content creator, Marja West. So we're gonna do a very simple interview, and we're gonna have many topic for discussion about many things, pretty much everything about the system and healing, internal work, and everything. So I'm gonna be reading Maria biography for introduction, real quick. Maria West is an author and a trauma-based mind control deactivator, specifically focusing on hand-holding survivors of human trafficking, rape camps, satanic ritual abuse, cult, tribal, and NSP abuse, narcissistic, sociopathic, and psychopathic, to evolve from victim to victorious. A champion for conscious sexuality out of the matrix, now in her 30, 34th year of private practice, of which 80% is pro bono work. Marja is the creator of Absolute Balance Mystery, a cutting-edge energy healing technology that dissolves all trauma-based mind control, aligning heart, emotion, feelings, mind, and body with our true divine creative natures. This is also known as the heart, mind, body, soul coordination. It is only accessible by exiting the matrix. She has trained hundreds of practitioners all over the planet since 1994. Well known for her laugh out of loud humor and disarming, electrifying presentation. Maria is the author of the book F Wide Open, The Rude Awakening of the Heart-Based New Humanity. She also a medical intuitive, martial artist, musician, and mentors one and all in true reality creation, lovingly mastering through their attention and energy, waltzing in and out of the matrix and detective repopulating the true quantum field universe in in all in wait let me all in accordance with natural law. No stranger to censorship targeting over the last 3 decades. Marja has had multiple communities and online platforms censored, banned, deleted, including her original YouTube channel and membership website filled with thousands of hours of video and audio teachings and contests spanning of the course of 13 years, all wiped out, including backups. She's an advocate for igniting your superpower of courage, transurfing reality, engaging your divine masculine and divine feminine to actively stand alone, to learn to take a punch, hit back hard, and raise your frequency in any shit show. To go stealth and detect and keep on and keeping on. Like awakening, the great work is not one-off event; it is continuous. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Maria West. Sorry, it was a little bit.
Hi, Axel.
How you doing,
Thank you for
Maria?
having me.
No problem. How you doing today?
I'm very well, very well. And yourself?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. All good. Yeah. Just the first question I would like to ask you is, what was your awakening process, and how did you came to know all this knowledge? What you do now? Your basic.
Well, it really started when I was a very, very small toddler. So my earliest memory is probably about at 1 year old, 2 years old. I realized that I was in a family of psychopaths.
Wow.
And it was a very frightening experience because I didn't have backup other than the nanny that was kind of in charge of taking care of me. And she was actually quite aware and was very aware of, my family of origin dramas and tried to protect me. And
Wow.
what she did is she actually nurtured a lot of my natural inclinations, my psychic abilities, my connectivity to nature, my connectivity to the cosmos, and was very very good at telling me that I have to figure out a way to sort of transcend my family. There was a
Wow.
lot of violence, there was a lot of sex abuse, a lot of incest, a lot of verbal abuse. Oh, it was a war zone and it
Wow.
wasn't fun. So I used actually my superpower of imagination and pretended I was a fairy and just started witnessing, making the connection that there was a lot of sort of, for lack of a better way to describe it, my family just seemed not just psychotic, but very zombified, very influenced by, say, the television. And
Yeah.
I'm older. I'm kind of the grandma of One Great Work Network. Okay, so we're talking back in the 1960s, the early 1960s, because I was
Wow.
born in the 50s, and
Wow.
so just watching my family be mesmerized by things on the television that were upsetting. And I remember as a little girl just going to the back of the TV and unplugging the electrical outlet, and the TV would, it wasn't working anymore. And it just never made any sense. It's like, why watch something that is going to upset you? It didn't make sense to me. So that was the start of it. And so my connection with nature and my connection to being really not under the influence of my family. So I had to learn how to kind of go stealth. So I noticed right away that if I pushed up against my family and talked back, that it would be worse. So what I started doing is I just started leaving my body. I started leaving my body. And so I did a lot of out of body experiences, and I learned how to wield it consciously, which was really, really cool because it's part of our natural ability as spiritual beings having a human experience to
Exactly.
be able to bridge our natural inclinations, because we are energy and we are light in these
And
physical bodies. So
that's
that
right.
was, it was a natural inclination for me to be able to do that, and it saved my life. And there was a lot of abuses, like, I was put on drugs, I was put on Ritalin because I had way too much energy, asking way too many questions that were never answered, and a lot of religious stuff. Um, I'm Jewish, and I went to a Catholic school to learn English. And so that was a problem because I didn't buy any of it. I didn't relate to any of it. So it somehow, deep within, I knew that so much that was being thrown at me as a child was bullshit.
Yeah,
So
that's
so
it.
I made it. I remember intending very early on, I was getting the fuck out as fast as I could
Yeah.
because it wasn't making any sense to me. And so as a result, I think when we intend to want to know the truth, the absolute truth, even if it's not to your liking, like it scared the shit out of me that I was surrounded by these crazy people. It's like, oh my God, this is my family. And when you grow up in a psychotic, narcissistic household, what happens is that, if you don't comply, and I was very non-compliant, you get scapegoated. Everybody around, including my extended family, they were in compliance with the craziness. So nobody would back me up. And I realized it was on my own. And so when you decide that, what happens is that the universe actually conspires to help you move through and sort of up level your life. So I feel like I was very blessed in that sense. And I'm internally and naturally very an archetypal tarot, my life path. I'm a 19-10-1. So that's the archetype of the sun. I have a lot of energy, the wheel of fortune. I tend to be very lucky. I can change things and alchemize a shit show into my own advantage. And I'm also the magician, the mage. And so, and I like thinking for myself. I don't like people telling me what to do or how to think. So, so
That's
for me,
a great quality.
Yeah, like watching the beginnings of television, I felt, because I witnessed my family so mesmerized, I wasn't having it. I didn't want to be controlled. Did not want to do it. I felt it. I remember actually walking by my family watching something, and I'm like, hi,
Wow.
woo, anybody home? Nobody's home. Nobody knew anything. And I've actually done that in airports where,
Really?
there's so many airports, and I did this, like, I think it had to be in the 90s, where I had a midway flight, and I was in Chicago, and it was the tiny airport, not the main one. And and we just did plane. It was early morning, and there were all these people watching CNN. They're all kind of like this,
My brainwash is
totally brainwashed, completely
that's
brainwashed.
what we see today.
And they're just zombies. And so
yeah.
It was really funny, because there was a young woman. I loved her so much. I loved her, and I kept track of her for a little while, and then she moved away, and I lost track of her. But she worked at I believe it was the Starbucks, and that was at the airport. And she goes, watch this, because she knew what I was doing. Like, hi. So she actually took off her shirt and walked through this gate without a bra on, and nobody noticed. Now,
Wow.
there's some heavy hypnotic bullshit.
Yeah.
When this beautiful young woman is like bearing her chest and walking through a crowded airport gate in the morning, and nobody notices her. So this is the kind of thing. So that was my upbringing. And I left very early, and I read a lot. So nature was my refuge. I'm a musician. I dance. That was my refuge. But books were also my refuge. And one of the things that I read, was very interested in the occult, very interested in reality creation. So I read tons of Neville Goddard books about wielding your reality, about not paying attention to world shit shows, and really focusing in on your creativity, because that's what we're here to do. We're all here, each one of us, to be creators, not just receivers and receptacles of nonsense information.
Absolutely. We have to use the truth. Yep.
Yeah. And each one of us gets to, whether we do it the way I do it, or you do it the way you do it, or you do it to just educate your family, and you raise them right with consciousness and based on natural law. It doesn't matter, but that's what we're here to do. We're here to create and disseminate that information in our own unique way. And most people they're just watching Hollywood movies. This is what they do. And they don't even question it. And they want to be just like them. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So that's kind of how it all started. And, so reading Neville Goddard, and then I read Alexander Solzhenitsyn's book, The Gulag Archipelago. And that scared the fucking shit out of me, because I realized, oh my God. And at that point, there were all these the college that I was going to was being infiltrated by a bunch of Marxist communists. And
They
me
are
being
everywhere, all over
they're
all
everywhere.
the world.
Let me tell you,
There's not much.
in the early 70s, it had already started. And I got targeted because, I'm small, I'm Eurasian, I'm an immigrant. And they saw me, oh, you poor little thing, you poor little girl, you're victimized by white people. And I'm like, it's never happened.
That's
It's never
garbage.
happened to
They
me.
put people exactly communist
It's just
garbage in people.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so I come from a family where, you know, communist China, communist Russia, it's like, no, I'm not having it. And it surprises me that so many people from these places back this Marxist shit. I don't
Unbelievable.
understand it. It makes no sense to me.
I agree. The totalitarian communists.
Like what the fuck? And then the sort of distortion of history. So when people come at me and I remember hearing and I don't vote, so that upsets a lot of the apple cart. And
There's a
especially
bunch of
I grew up in
states.
California after immigrating to the United States. So I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area. And so the
Huge
sort of
communist.
Marxist regime and the distortion of history, it used to just kind of frighten me because a lot of the sort of left right center paradigm, I mean, just really insisting that, say, Hitler was part of the extreme right. And it's like, no, actually he's another arm of the extreme left. We backed Stalin. United States backed Stalin. And then threw Hitler under the bus, yet stole all the scientists and brought them over. So it just it blows my mind. And I used to get so distracted and upset and just getting in people's faces. So I did a lot of talks, I did a lot of presentations about debunking all the shit, and got me into a lot of trouble.
Wow, that's
and it's like,
awesome.
what's wrong with this woman? Yeah. So that's a lot of how it started. I didn't fall into being a woman of color, brown skin, European Asian. I didn't buy into being a victim.
That's
or
great.
that white
Great
men
mindset.
and white people are enslaving the world. It's like, stop. It's not true. We have enslaved each other because we're too stupid to see how we're being called by the demonic elites that are running the matrix. And I always say to people, the matrix is the world. The world is not the planet. The planet is the true quantum field universe.
100% true.
Absolutely. The world is a demonic inversion of the true quantum field universe.
Exactly. These people are Satanists. They invert everything that is good. They pervert everything that is good.
And they do it right in front of our faces.
It's a satanic death cult. That's what most people don't understand. And I really like when you describe your upbringing into society, because you seem to be very strong-minded woman.
Yes.
A very passionate woman who stands for truth and freedom for people, which is a rare quality that we see.
Yeah, it is. It is very rare. I mean, a lot of my good friends.
I appreciate that. And
a lot of my good friends don't get it. They don't get it. But they still love me and they still accept me, which is really good. And so a lot of it, and this is the thing, is that when you live from true center and your true north and the truth, because the truth, it doesn't give two shits about you personally. It doesn't care if you feel lonely.
Objective.
You have to stand steadfast on your own. You don't get to be in an echo chamber of mob rule and we all agree with one another, because that's not what it's about. Agreement-based reality it's kind of, that ends up into a totalitarian shit show eventually.
Exactly. We are heading to a global dictatorship with the for people. Most human beings on this planet have no idea what's coming.
Yeah,
They,
and they
oh,
they actually want it.
they
They
want it. Yeah, you
actually
see it
want it.
everywhere. Yeah,
Oh, that would
people
be
are dumb.
cool. We're all united. Oh my God.
They
Yeah.
buy into the divide and conquer strategies,
Yes.
nonsense,
Yeah.
ego identification attachment.
Yes.
Oh, I am my job. I'm black. I'm white. I am a doctor. I'm a student. I'm 35 years old. I'm this, that, that, that.
Yes.
All these
Yes.
are roles
They're
and
role playing and they're
labels
scripted.
given to
They're
you to
Yes,
control
they're
people.
highly scripted throughout the matrix, and people have to. And this was part of my programming when I was doing my healing work and working through all the parental abuse, the sex abuse, all of that kind of stuff. I had to pull my head out of my butt and realize, wait a minute. I cannot be divided in myself. I can't blame people. I can understand and really appreciate my storyline, but each of our storylines within the matrix are purely scripted. My parents were fucked up. They were sound asleep. They did not consciously create me. Okay? When you're an accident, you're not consciously created.
Really, were
You
you an
know,
accent?
unless your parents have completed the great work
Oh
and
yeah,
have
yeah.
gotten straight with their own respective inner masculine and inner feminine and come from a place where they adhere to and respect and embody natural law and those principles, we're all fucked. We're all fucked. And that's why the great work, doing the shadow work, extricating yourself from the matrix,
Exactly.
owning
Absolutely.
your awakened state is so vitally important, because if you don't, you're a sleeping zombie in the matrix. You're not helping anybody. You're not helping yourself. You're just perpetuating and playing a role as if you are awake, and you're not. You're sound asleep. You're completely mesmerized by your programming, and you don't even know you're programming.
That's right. That's why I really like your work when you talk about healing, deep inner self work, shadow work, healing
Yes.
your trauma based trauma, what happened in your past, because not to be a victim, because yes, the trauma happened to you during
Yes.
your childhood, but it's up to you to move forward and not to live
Absolutely.
in the
You
past.
can't perpetuate it. I mean, it's one of
Perpetuate,
the reasons
yeah.
why I didn't have my own children, because I was terrified I was going to fuck them up. Even though by the time, I was like in my mid 20s, I have stepkids, but, that's a whole other realm.
But
But
still,
me
still
birthing
your
my own
children.
children, I
Yeah.
was terrified.
Wow.
I didn't feel
Wow.
equipped. You know, it's like I felt like I had a moral obligation to have the buck stop with me.
Yeah. I
And
respect that.
I kind of regret it, because I'm a good mom, but still, it was a choice that I made when I was young.
I respect you just because we live in a society that parents put too much pressure on children. Oh, you have to get married. Not that I am against marriage. I'm not
Yeah.
against all this, but you pressure people into do all this stuff. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Before they
Everybody has,
know
not
themselves.
everybody's different. You have
Yes.
to take your own time to find the right person,
Yeah.
to be knowledgeable and educate your children morally. You know what I'm
Yes. Yes.
saying? And
You have
not
to
make them
educate
suffer.
yourself morally.
Morally
You have to
first.
have that inner marriage first between your own masculine and feminine energies before you are in a love relationship toward marriage or toward that committed partnership, because most people, they are following this automated program. They get exclusive right away. They don't even know themselves, let alone the other
They
person.
reproduce,
Yeah. Yeah.
reproduce
Yeah.
without knowing what they, yeah. And you see
Yeah.
immoral garbage in the street. They don't know nothing. Immoral.
It makes me crazy.
Exactly. I see you've been passionate about it. Hey, 100% true what you say.
Yeah,
People are dumb, they're brainwashed, they're hypnotized by the mainstream media,
yeah,
by the system of slavery. If you have
yeah.
watched the movie, I watched the movie They Live. Great
Oh,
movie.
I love that movie.
Great movie, excellent. He explains the system of slavery that we live in. People
Yeah,
mind control. They be taken over by this dark entity, by these demons. They control of this planet, and they make the subject afraid and not realizing who they truly are, and be a copycat of the
yeah,
system.
exactly. We're just going to mimic and imitate celebrities. We're going
Exactly.
to imitate. That's why a lot of the creativity in pop culture, it's the same shit. It's not original. They're just regurgitating things, you know. And I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's so many humans who are just so they're just so dumbed down. They're just beaten down, and there's something inside them that is like it wants to spark. It wants to spark. It wants to explode. It wants to express, you know. So I'm just such a cheerleader for humans to, you know, like wake the fuck up, do what it is that you feel pulled to do. And you know, oh, I can't do that, I can't do that, I can't. And that's, you know, yeah, I don't like that. And I have a few of those things in my vocabulary where I can't, you know. And so even to this day, you know, I have these kernels of like these things that pop in. I'm going, wait, is that really true? No, it's not true. But you have to be present enough to catch yourself falling asleep.
That's right. I
Oh,
agree.
shit. I was just snoozing, you know, because in the Matrix, especially with social media and especially with this fucking thing, you know, it's like,
People
oh my
watching
God,
watching
I have a
24.
Faraday cage. I
Even
have a Faraday cage. I pop her in there. It's like I can't take it. But people are like, they're just
exactly.
it's the dumbing down of our divinity. I
People
don't
are
like it.
unbelievable. I removed my Instagram account yesterday. I'm in process of deleting it.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
doing it.
I'm calling it right now. I had to leave because Instagram is an interesting thing. I worked that very consciously for like 4 years after my assistant passed away, and she created it right before she passed away. So I started working. I didn't know what I was doing, you know, and then so you build it up, and then all of a sudden I'm getting screenshots from people that I know going, did you know that you have 12 clones of your account? I'm like, what? And then four of them went to actual websites where they stole my content off of this, that, and the other thing, actually
Whoa.
downloaded videos where they took a phone and they recorded my videos and uploaded it onto their websites and offering healing in my name. And so you tell Instagram that, and they don't give a shit. I had to prove that I was me. And then they decided that I was not significant enough for them to verify my account. And it's like,
Instagram,
you know what? Fuck off.
exactly.
What a waste.
Instagram is run by communist Nazi piece of
Absolutely.
garbage.
Absolutely. Just like the Facebook.
Facebook,
You know?
exactly. It's owned
Yeah.
by Facebook and by the piece of shit of Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Okay, that
Yeah.
elitist piece.
Yeah. I mean, these are the techno warlord priest class motherfuckers.
Exactly. Who think
that are
themselves
like,
as God? Yeah.
Yeah. So we have to use social media very consciously and with great intent. You know, I believe in, you know, I don't think it's an all or nothing thing. I think we can consciously, but we have to wake ourselves up and exit the matrix and enter an awareness center and compose a reality where we're able to utilize their platforms In other words, I say, when you start waltzing in on the matrix, owning your attention, you make the matrix your bitch. And the matrix miraculously becomes a cooperating component in your work.
Exactly.
So, it took me a long time to figure out, well, how do I do this without getting into trouble? So what I do is I do my work differently. I don't push up against it. I don't, get in people's faces anymore, which is what I used to do. I should be very combative, and, they will come after you and wreck your shit. So I had to figure out it, and it is part of the feminine flow of doing it differently and utilizing their platform, the momentum of, say, the pendulums or the systems that they create, such as social media, such as our smartphones and our computers, and utilizing it with great intention and great consciousness by intending your work.
Exactly.
And you can do it.
Because social media, unfortunately, are used for garbage and entertainment
Way garbage. My God.
purposes. Too
Yeah.
much. I see it on social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Dumb bags of shit writing every
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
day,
It's
keyboard warrior,
amazing.
thinking that they know something when in point of fact they're dumb as dog shit. They
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
nothing. Zero. Okay,
Yeah.
they know nothing.
Yeah.
They're
And the masses
cowards.
go for it.
Put your fucking name on it, and then I say you're a real man or a real woman. You're a coward. Why you
Yeah.
are you inventing nickname? And you some people can't even put their pictures, their own pictures. Cowards. And
Yeah.
then they have the balls to write. I get all the time. Say fuck
Yeah.
off. I'm gonna.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I hear you. I hear you. And so in my generation, I mean, it started when oh, what is it called? The MTV. When all of that started, the VH1,
Garbage.
I was in my 20s when that started happening. And I saw it, I'm like going, wow, we got some real fucking demonic shit going on here. Because when you over sexualize things, you're hijacking creative energy through sex. Our sexuality is governed by our second chakra. Our second chakra is a superpower for creativity, prosperity, uh, uh, making humans, creating
Yeah,
something from
the sacred
nothing.
chakra, yeah.
Yeah. And so, and sexuality. So just the sort of uprising of, and under the guise of positive sexuality, and creating more war of the sexes, because men are this and that, and so rape culture. The man is a penis, he's a rapist. Just, I mean, that is absurd. But pop culture actually promotes that.
It's a communist idea.
It totally is.
Communist
really is.
Cultural Marxist bullshit.
Yeah,
They come down to
completely.
people's minds, and
Yeah.
the millennials, they got
Yes.
by the balls, they got the ball clipped off. The people born in 1980s until in the mid 90s, dumb people. I see it still today going on reality TV show, writing Love Island, the Great Brother, all that nonsense, the pop culture.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, and people want to aspire to that craziness. So I don't relate to it much. My stepkids, they didn't watch, we didn't watch TV. We did activities. We had experiences. We traveled.
I love traveling. I've been in many places myself.
That's cool. That's cool. And most of them they're just too afraid. Or if they travel, they're going to go to a 5-star hotel and never leave the fucking hotel. I don't know. I like, I like to be with the cultures. I want to learn things. I want to see how people live. You can't see how people live if you're on a 5-star luxury fucking hotel.
Exactly. The people are human beings are a garbage experience, unfortunately. They
Yeah.
don't understand who they truly are. They don't know.
No,
They think
no.
they're so attached to the ego, and the ego has them, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
sad. You see it every day. The people will become a materialistic society. They're
Yes,
thinking about
extremely.
the material world when in point of the physical world, too much
Yeah.
attached to the
Yeah.
physical
Well,
world,
it's just the
shining down the
elitist
spiritual world. Yeah,
elitist thinking, you know,
yeah, left
and
brain imbalance. Yeah,
very much so. Very much so. Or, right brain imbalance, just kind of like oming out and never taking action and just,
exactly. Be a
just
slave. Yeah, accept this shit. Yeah,
not
and
questioning reality. I've always questioned shit. It's like, is that true?
me too. I like, look, when I was a child, there are many questions, especially because I grew up in a Catholic family. Okay, my parents are very religious people. My dad is a lot very knowledgeable because he has a lot of knowledge about the occult. Okay, he understands some of this concept, but still he's not all the way there as me and other people like us who are talking about this concept. I was brought up with this religious dogma garbage installed in me. I had to go to church every Sunday. I was an outdoor boy until I went to the US as well. And I know since I was a child, a teenager, it was all a lot of horse shit. I knew that. Then when all this nonsense started, I started questioning, watching Jordan Maxwell videos, Mark videos, reading books. I'm currently reading a book called, I'll show you now, The Slave of the Species.
Nice. That's a great book.
The Slave Species of the God by Michael Tellinger.
Fantastic book.
Great book.
Fantastic book.
People should read that book. Yeah,
Yeah.
then people will
It's kind of
understand all the
scary. It's kind of a
scary.
scary
Yeah,
book because you're just like, whoa. Yeah.
yeah.
And it's been going on. It's been going on for millennia, 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 millennia. You
So,
know,
so what do you think? Let me ask you this question: what do you think about human origin and why people are afraid to rebel against the system? Why are people want to be like a group thinking mindset? They don't want to be their own self. They don't want to be individual.
well,
I,
I think
what do you
I
think
think
about
that
this?
yeah, it's that group mind, think, feel, speak, do. It's that it goes into Mark talks about it a little bit about cosmic abandonment. The sort of split between the masculine and feminine, the split between mother, father, the
Exactly.
split between heaven and earth. And then when you got that going on in your head, the right left brain, distortion, and you need to feel like you belong, okay? You create a cult mentality right there. And our first cult is our family of origin. And so all of this stuff that goes back to our origins, and there are lots of stories about it. And I don't care which one you subscribe to, because the bottom line is you have to be whole and complete within yourself and know that in the true quantum field creation field universe, you are actually an expression of that, a very small, infinitesimally small expression of that, but you are that. And most humans are so mind controlled to believe that no,
Yeah.
you can't stand on your own. You can't think for yourself. And here's the thing, it really is, in my opinion, about people not wanting to take personal responsibility for their lives for the things they do and the things they don't do,
Exactly.
the way they think, the way they feel. They want to be part of a group. Therefore, if that group, if shit goes down, they don't take responsibility for it. I didn't do it. It's mob mentality at its a very, very basic level, which is why humanity is so easy to call and manipulate
Sadly, yeah.
because the black sheep are the ones that are like scapegoated. I was scapegoated. I'm sure you've been scapegoated, and
So much.
yeah,
I've been, oh my God, what I witnesses in my, okay, the people on this planet are full of fucking shit.
yeah, no, they are. They
Very
are.
sad. People are willing to do anything immoral for a piece of paper called money. I've
Yes.
seen it with my own two
Yeah.
eyes. I
And
know
there's no such thing as it. That's a weird thing about it. It's like,
human
there's the
beings
money,
are
kids.
de facto Satanists. De facto Satanist mindset. Unbelievable. But I know it. I know many family members who think like that. Everything that's about the money,
Yeah.
the material, the fame. They're very egotistic. They think they know everything when in point of fact they're ignorant as a dumb bags of shit.
Yeah,
As a
yeah,
bags of
they
shit.
don't know. And the thing is that in my opinion, what you don't know will enslave you.
Exactly.
You have to know that system that you are adhering to. And not just that, you have to know what the shitstoms are also feeding into. So I'm a champion for children. And so for me, my work is really about working and handholding survivors of trafficking and trauma-based mind control, satanic ritual abuse. It's not pretty.
Very
I'm doing this. I've been doing it for decades. It's very alarming. And then, if I pay attention to media and I see the media just poo-pooing it and saying, oh, this is fake news, I really want to hit somebody. It makes me very, very upset, which is why I can't pay attention to that. I can't focus in on outing the gory details. I have to focus in on uplifting and inspiring survivors to move from surviving to thriving, for victims to move from victim to victorious. That is my focus.
That's what it should be. We need to end the victim cycle and the aggressor cycle.
Yeah.
Abuser cycle as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you talked about human trafficking. Many people think that, oh, this world is evil, but they don't know how evil actually is. They don't know
and it has been going on for millennia.
It's the cult that runs this planet, these beings.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's on the book. It talks about human sacrifice. Even on the Bible, people, so-called Christians, you think that you guys are worshiping the God of creation? You're worshiping the devil, folks.
Yeah.
These beings who came on this planet, who gave you the religion, the system of slavery that you're living under, that sacrificing children, okay? Tons of pedophiles. People have no idea how evil this planet is.
Yeah.
This world is. They don't know nothing.
Yeah.
They speak, liquid shit comes out.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. So, it's very important for us to, like I say, own our attention, wake up. And, part of what I find disturbing with some of the truth and freedom movement people is that a lot of people think that once they discover that government is slavery, that is the end. That means they're woke. Bullshit. You have to learn how to wield your reality. If you can't wield your reality and own your attention and be able to waltz in and out of the matrix with your attention intact, that's what woke means, by the way. It means you own your attention fully, not the matrix, not the shit shows. Exactly. Is it good to know how the shit sums work to enslave? Absolutely. But you can't focus
Know
in
yourself.
on that. You have to focus in on your own creativity and the kind of universe that you want to compose, because we're each composing, creating our layer of the true quantum field creation field universe. And I get in trouble for saying that, and it's like, whatever, stay in the matrix. I don't care, whatever. But you have
Exactly.
to learn how to wield and mold your reality. That's what the elites know. They know how to do it. They understand the law of attraction. They understand the
Very
laws of the
well.
universe and they utilize it to their advantage.
Exactly. Absolutely, I agree with what you said. That's why they gave all these occult tradition like Rosicrucianism, Freemasonry, what else? Kabbalah, you name it.
Yeah.
They pervert all these good
Yeah. They've
traditions,
hijacked all of
hijacked
this
all of this, and
and
people say
twisted them around.
twist them around and they call the dark side of this tradition. People
Yeah.
talking about, oh, the people who run this planet are Freemason. No, there are dark Masons. If you understand the esoteric
Yes.
tradition of
Yeah.
Freemasonry or
Yeah.
Rosicrucianism,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, every occult tradition has a good and bad aspect.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Just like, and
my dad told me
it's the
this. Yeah,
split of good and evil. And
people need to
you
understand
either
this.
utilize these laws for the benefit and upliftment of everyone, or you do it for just you, for just you, for your
Selfishness.
selfish stuff, whilst doing harm to the rest of us, and the planet. Not cool.
Absolutely. These people are very intelligent. They're not intellectual. They have high knowledge about how the human psyche really works, how the universe really works, how has beings, our true potential, how our makeup. They know everything about
Yeah,
us.
yeah, yeah,
Everything.
yeah,
They know all of this. They don't want people to know any
yeah.
of this.
Yeah,
That's why
and
they
that's
gave
how
you
the
religions.
trauma-based mind control works. Because the way trauma-based mind control works, when you're in the matrix, there's all these little triggers and it's just getting poked around. And if you can't stay awake, or you're so triggered so much that you are completely sound asleep and within the matrix, you become a tool for their agendas.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's what's happened with a lot of the celebrities. They've been dangled the fountain of youth, riches beyond measure, fame, fortune, etc. At what? At the expense of what? Their soul. At the expense
Exactly.
of their divinity. At the expense of little children.
A
At the
bunch of
expense. I mean,
pedophiles,
it's
many of
disgusting.
them.
It is disgusting.
Yeah, but this is the society that we live in. Pure
Yeah.
selfish people, focus on the physical and material world, and they're de facto Satanists. Most people fully embrace the four tenets of Satanism.
Yes.
People think
Yes. And
Satanists
they don't
believes
even
in
know it.
worship.
They don't
They
even
don't
know it.
even know it. They're Satanists. Even the
Yeah.
so-called religious people, they think, oh, they're so almighty, they're worshiping the true God of creation. Yeah, you are de facto Satanists as well. Okay,
Yeah.
so-called Christians, Jews, or Muslims. Okay,
Right.
you are
Right. And
just
they're not
like
even
the elite.
living the teachings.
They're
They,
not
if
living
they
the
were
teachings.
really living the teachings of Jesus, then they would understand, but
All
they
of this.
don't.
They don't. Yeah, they don't know that their religions have been hijacked, just like
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
traditions. Christianity is a the esoteric version of Christianity is not what people worship today. It's a ancient solar cult. It's being turned into the ancient solar cult with the sun god, because Jesus, if you read this Dead Sea Scrolls and the real version of the Bible, there's been removed and from history. Jesus was not the Son of God, like many Christians think it is.
Yes.
Okay, he was
Yes.
an anarchist. He was very
Yes,
against the system of slavery. He was against this. He
absolutely.
was against this institution of government, monetary system, and the religious priest class. People don't know that.
Yeah,
They've been brainwashed to think that he was the son of God. They be through the religious dogma, not
right.
understanding that if you look back to the Council of Nicaea, the Piso dynasty and the Flavian dynasty as well, the Roman Catholic, the Roman uh, priest class, okay, at the time, the Satanists, the power that shouldn't be, they pervert the teaching of Jesus Christ because he
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
really enlightened being who truly
yeah,
understood all these
exactly,
concepts
exactly,
into
exactly.
the solar cult of the solar invictus. They invert that. So people
Yeah,
now are worshiping the sun, S-U-N. You know,
yeah.
they don't want people to know any of this. What do you think about that?
I completely agree. You know, it's a twisting of language and sort of the nomenclature that when you think about it, it's not Jesus the man, the Son of God. It is aspiring to embody that energy of God. God is all that is. That's what it is for me. And so, you know, we're rising to the truth of who and what we are.
Exactly. The allegory in the Bible in the New Testament are telling you is through allegories. They're explaining you that he was at this time he was a spiritual teacher, rabbi, who was trying to educate a fellow human being about morality and explaining all
Yes.
these laws. And because of that, he was crucified. Okay, they twist the story of the original figure known as Jesus Christ, Yasha Yamashia, stuff like that in Hebrew. Okay, and the Roman Empire they changed that because the through the teaching of Jesus Christ were fermenting rebellion against the government, and people, the ruling class of the Roman Empire did not want that, obviously, because
Yeah,
now
of
they're gonna
course.
understand that
Yeah.
we're not slaves, we're not gonna be controlled by these people. So they changed, they gave you the Bible that people read now. People don't, it's all history. It's
Yeah.
total
Yeah.
history. Just study this, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Lot of different translations, a lot of different distortions. You know, and you have to do you know, not just the great work with it, but to also discern and to like
Discernment.
really it's the essence of the storytelling, and
Exactly.
people are taking it literally.
There you go. That's what's all about. People are the reading literally. You need to understand. You need to do a mix of literal interpretation, literal interpretation, and allegorical interpretation.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And and then
It's a
Lisa,
lot of
this is
it's a lot of work,
a lot of work.
you
Yes.
know. And people will try to you know, you can't do a shortcut to it. And a lot of people will do a shortcut and read cliff notes, and
And they
you
think
know,
they know.
but
Yeah.
that's still being interpreted by somebody else who has a different intention perhaps than your intention.
Yeah, and also you need to read the original Bible, what's actually said in Hebrew, because there are a lot of mistranslation. People
Yes.
don't know any of this. And just you said you were brought up into a Jewish family. You're Jewish, right? And you went to a Catholic church.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they taught you a lot of this
It's just
nonsense.
like holy shit. I was so confused. And finally I just realized, now I'm just gonna filter this, garbage in, garbage out, and that was it. I didn't pay attention because I knew for me, you know, like somebody asked me, well, how did you know you were being manipulated? Because for me, when I'm being manipulated, the top of my seventh chakra starts to burn. I get a burning sensation at the top of my head. I always have. It is a litmus test that tells you, fucking wake up, man. Because whatever's going on, it isn't what it quite seems. And you have to pay attention because this is where our seventh chakra is where so many humans get hijacked into slavery.
The third eye.
And the third eye, especially because the third eye, in my opinion, the third eye is like the ring of power in the Lord of the Rings. The third eye is the one place that enslaves us all, which is why in the Matrix there's only 5 sense reality. In the true quantum field creation field universe, we have 7 senses. Our 6th sense and our 7th sense, which is the divine masculine principle and the divine feminine principle of gifting, giving, and receiving, otherwise known as our generosity and care.
That's right. The Trinity, the Holy Trinity, thought,
yes,
care, and action.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and totally.
And the people who run this planet know this very well.
Yes, yes, they do. That's why they keep saying 5 sense reality, 5 sense reality, and people fall for it.
Yeah, and then it all comes down also to the genetic modification that we humans underwent to all of this. We've been designed a certain way that we have a lot of genetic defects in our body, 4,000 genetic defects. Okay, read in the book of Michael Tellinger and other books also. Lloyd Pye.
I love Michael Tellinger. Yeah, he's cool.
And he's Zachary Sitchin and all the researchers, they talk about the human origin, and it all relates to what you're saying. They made us in a certain way that we cannot perceive and sense all these senses. So they they create a limit. With a lot of limits.
They create a limit, and then they create a program in the Matrix that says psychic ability is bullshit. Intuition is bullshit. Exactly. You can't imagine things because we've got the experts that are better at imagination. Who do you think you are to have an imagination? But here's the thing. If we cannot connect to our 6th sense, our 6th chakra, then we're in trouble because we can't see any other possibilities other than what the Matrix tells us and shows us. And that's bullshit, complete bullshit. Which is why they have to control our water, they have to control our food, they have to control the air, they have to control what we see in the outer screen. That's why people are so fucking mesmerized by the phone and the television, movies, computers, the screens, I mean, the iPads are people's favorite fucking babysitter. It's disgraceful to me.
People are dumb. They are fucking retard, man. You see,
and they're making dumb kids.
Oh my God, people are such horrific, stupid people. Most human beings. It's sad to say it. I don't want to insult people, but that's what I see.
You know what? Sometimes you just got to be plain about it, and they won't even know.
Yeah, because
they won't even know.
I see it every day outside. That's why I don't have that many friends. I have few friends who understand what I'm saying, but it's not much because
it's a very lonely road. It's a very lonely road because, I have a core group of friends that I've known for a very long time. But, for the most part, a lot of them, they're not going to, they're not going to go there. They're not going to go there. They're concerned with their retirement fund. That's what they're concerned about.
Fuck you.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, people like
first world problems.
Exactly. The sad part, is another thing as well, because we were talking about healing and trauma-based mind control and how you help getting people out of all of this, the
Yeah.
techniques,
Yeah.
because that's what your work is mostly all about,
Yeah.
because I saw your videos, you talk about very great stuff that many people should take in consideration and learn about this. You talk about how to stand out, not be part of a group, be you, be who you are. This
Yeah.
is, we live in a society that people are scared to be who they are. They want to be like everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Be
very individual
yourself.
person. I'm not like other people doing. Sometimes, yes, it's good to have fun, to hang out,
Sure. I'm an advocate for fun. You have to enjoy your
to
life.
enjoy
It's not
life.
about suffering.
Absolutely,
I don't want
yes.
to suffer.
Yeah, nobody is saying that, but people, especially the young generation, unbelievable. People do no idea, no awareness of what they're doing. They're
No.
they're following this communist trash education system.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Garbage,
Yeah.
and communist
Yeah.
professors every day
And it's by
spouting
design.
nonsense.
It's by design, Excel. I mean,
Exactly.
when you understand that, things like the trivium and the quadrivium were like complete. I was introduced to it in Catholic school when I was learning English.
Wow,
Uh,
really?
but it was more watered down version, to be perfectly honest, but
Wow.
so I remember the nuns talking about, grammar, logic, rhetoric, that sort of thing. But the elites know that you don't want that education
That's
in
right.
mass formation out in the public.
Because
You
people
don't
don't want
want
to be,
people,
yeah,
you don't want the masses to start going, wait, that's a fallacy. I don't believe that, because when you start really going into those rabbit holes of the trivium, you start learning about the different fallacies, and it's so fucked up and insidious. Like my head was going to explode. And then when I actually started studying it on my own, I was part of a group, in the Bay Area, and I was like, wow, no wonder only Ivy League schools, prep schools get to know this shit. You see?
exactly.
So if you're not on an Ivy League track, or you're not going to some rich prep school where your parents are spending 30 grand a year, sending you to private school, you're not going to know about this shit.
Exactly.
Most
You're
people
gonna
I
have to be
knew have
very
never
lucky
fucking
to.
heard about it.
Exactly. That's why people think what they think. They fucking idiots. People
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
They're dumb
I read
people.
it off of Wikipedia. I read it off of Snopes. I want to slap people when they tell me, when they'll send me a Snopes link. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Exactly.
Like, are you just dumb? Yes, apparently.
Dumb
I
people.
mean, it's just ignorant.
You see them, they partying like they know. When you ask some question, they're like, it makes me laugh. Fucking
But then
retard.
they
You're
can't
so fucking
answer.
brave.
They can't answer. So they go into this emotional shitstorm of reactivity, and you're called names, where
Yeah,
they
a
try to
bunch of
attack you. They try to attack what you're wearing, or,
exactly,
how you look, whatever. I mean, it is just dumb, 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 dumb.
exactly. Yeah, I want to ask you a question about
Yeah.
self-defense, because I know you're a
Yes.
martial artist.
Yes.
What kind of martial art do you practice?
So
Taekwondo,
I learned
karate,
Taekwondo. So I have two
taekwondo.
black belts in Taekwondo,
Really?
and Hapkido, and I also learned like a different style of kung fu. I can't. It was a combination of different forms of kung fu.
Jiu-jitsu? Was that jiu-jitsu?
Yes, more jujitsu ish,
Jiu-jitsu?
and I learned a little bit of Krav Maga. So, but I also know that for me, I'm about 5 feet tall, so I'm very small. I'm very petite, and I weigh, like what, 88 pounds. I don't know what that is in kilograms or grams. I don't know what that is. But anyways, my point is, and this is the thing, Hollywood distorts the shit because you'll see these chicas with perfect hair and, you know, these giant boobs, you know, and tight clothing, and they're fighting. This chica is fighting a 6'2" badass with giant shoulders, a hand bigger than her face. She's taking full hits to her face, and her shit is not blowing up.
On the ground,
she's hitting him with her fists, and they are not broken. Okay, I know for me, I could take down a big man. I have to execute 5 moves precisely, and if I fuck up on one of them, okay, I'm dead. I need to run away. That's all there is to it, which is why I believe in a sidearm. So, you know,
you have guns, your arms.
Wow. So the martial arts for me was very much about conditioning my mind and focus. It's that heart, mind, body, soul focus coordination of being able to practice a move so many times that I just do it automatically. Like there is a trigger in my auric field when I know I need to pay attention. And I know where all the egresses and ingresses are. I know where all the doors are, the windows. I know where I'm at. I also know my body. So when I was in San Francisco, I used to teach women's self-defense. Yeah. And so I would advertise that this is funny. I would tell them, bring all of your different footwear. Okay, because this is not about doing martial arts barefooted. This is about bringing your 5-inch dance cha-cha heels in your fancy little dress and being able to utilize that heel as a way to disarm a pursuer, an assailant, you know. And you'd be surprised, man. These women were like what? What do you mean bring footwear? Your center of gravity with your heart, mind, body, and soul is different in high heels. It's different in boots. It's different in sandals, different in bare feet, different in sneakers, different in running shoes, different in, you know, different size heels. I mean, people are just, you got to learn this stuff, you know, and for me, the reason why I learned it is not because, you know, I'm small, but because I really am. I was into Bruce Lee when I was growing up. So watching wushu, you know, Chinese martial arts was so beautiful to me. It was like a dance.
Sure.
Yeah. So I wanted to learn that just really from this place of beauty and grace, not to kick ass. You know, it's not what it's about for me, but it's about having a strong body, having a well oiled machine for a body, because too many people they're stagnant. They're stagnant. They're fat. They're lazy. I'm just going to say it. They're unhealthy.
Very unhealthy.
They're carrying weight.
I go to the gym every day. I'm very grow some muscle.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and also for me, I mean, I'm going to be 63 this year. I'm vain. You know, I like having a strong, fit body. I like to be able to move, you know. Most of the people that I know who are my age, they have fucking walkers, or they walk with a fucking cane. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with that picture?
Exactly.
Like, who are you? Like, what, you didn't know that was happening? Or these people that are just carrying 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 100 pounds of extra weight. I'm sorry. How did that happen? And a lot of it is metabolic. A lot of it is depression. A lot of it is bad eating habits.
Garbage.
Self-care, stress, hormonal fuckery. Just not clean living, and clean living for me, if you're going to live an awakened life, your emotional countenance, your emotions have better be high level. And if they're not high level, you should get on that and get your shit together and
That's
find
right.
out what the fuck is going on and remedy it. And then there's uplifting, correct thinking. If you're going around thinking that I'm a loser, you better get your shit together, because that's a fucking program and it will take you out.
That's right.
I still have remnants of that, where I bump up against some kind of unconscious thing that has decided, oh, let's just go see if she's okay, and I'll be like, what the fuck was that? Because I'll hear it in my head, and I'll notice that my reality will start spiraling in a direction that I don't want to go to. And I have to be mindful enough to catch my ass and go, okay, that's not even my thought.
That's right.
You know?
So, so do you own a gun? Obviously,
Yes.
are you armed?
Yes, I do. Yes, I am.
Wow.
And
Uh,
I get a lot of shit for it. Fuck off.
that's yeah.
And when you're
That's all it's all about.
don't call
That's
me.
all. Exactly. I agree. Here in England, people they can't use guns here.
Well,
Unbelievable. Very
Europa is
scared.
weird. I mean, there's no First Amendment, there's no Second Amendment.
Nothing. That's what people think here. I get look. A lot of people here in Britain, in Europe in general, especially in England,
Yeah.
they think they see Americans like savages. They have guns. It's too dangerous. Folks, I lived in Texas for 4 years. Okay,
I
ain't
was
no joke.
married to a Texan, so I get you.
Folks, people, I've seen people with guns, and I respect the
Yeah, it's
gun
open
culture.
carry. Open
Yeah,
carry.
open carry, folks. Ain't no joke. You
Yeah.
do something, you do some bullshit. So anyway, you be on the
Yeah.
ground,
Yeah.
son, girl.
I
Ain't
love
no
it. I
game.
love it.
Ain't no game. This is how it should be.
Yeah.
Firearms. People
Yeah.
think, oh, the cowards, little chicken shit cowards say, oh, I'm
Yeah.
scared
Yeah.
of guns.
Well, it's that leftist communistic kind of thing. Let's just disarm the
Exactly.
entire population. We can fucking call them like
Exactly.
that. And then they distort shit and create this divide and conquer. And I'm like, back off, bitches. I'm not having it.
Even the Republican, they're talking about the Constitution. They're just the same as the leftists.
Yes,
Garbage.
left, right, center paradigm. Even the independents, they're all full of shit.
Yeah.
You can't. I am not going to give credence to some bozo, male or female. I don't give a shit what gender you are. When I don't know who you fucking are, you're not going to rule over me. You're not going to tell me what to do and how to think.
That's
because I don't trust that you're going to be morally aligned. I don't believe it.
Exactly. People need to wake the fuck up. Government is human slavery. What kind of species has to behave the way we are? We have to do everything we have been told to do every fucking day.
Yeah.
Since the minute you will shout out of your mama wombs. Okay, you have to do exactly what you've been told to do. And you have to do this, you have to pay this, and people's yes, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, man. Yeah. Oh, yes, sir, absolutely, no problem.
Yeah, they're willing to compromise for whatever. That's part of the cosmic abandonment. Is that if you're not mommying and daddying your own ass and becoming your own authority, you're either going to look to a system outside yourself, whether it's government, religion, stormtroopers, whatever, who are going to promise this and that to you. That's how you compromise yourself. I'm doing it for the health benefits. And then you're going to sit there and bitch about it. You signed up for it.
Exactly. They're fucking cowards, people. They still don't understand that government is slavery. There is not such a thing as authority vested in human beings, because you are a sovereign being.
Yeah.
You have unalienable rights given to you by the creator of the universe.
Right. God. Exactly. So that self-rule thing, it's just, I've talked about self-rule with some friends, and that it just goes over their head. They don't get it. They don't get it. Well, what about breaking the law? And I'm going, what laws are you talking about? You talking about man-made laws?
Man-made law
Really?
exactly written in a book.
Fucking, I can't do it.
Fucking cowards, people, bunch of
I just step away from that
children.
vehicle because I debated that shit for decades, and it just makes me tired. It makes me tired. And for a while there, I just saw the stupidity and the futility of arguing with someone that cannot think properly, that has no critical thinking abilities. And, it's like it was a waste of my time. And it just upset me more. And so, which is why I made the shift and just started focusing on life, creativity, exiting the matrix, inspiring people to open their minds, free their minds, get creative, get really intimate with their creative sparks and what it is that they want to create for their lives and their families and children, without worrying about what the fuck is going on in the matrix. The matrix, people talk about, well, we're going to destroy the matrix. No, you're not. Fuck off. That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. The matrix, ultimately, if you stay there, is as real as it gets. But if you don't stay there, it's not real, but it's going to be there constantly, because unless you unslave every fucking human zombie, and that is not going to happen. You have to save yourself. You got to wake up. You got to wake up, and you got to leave the zombies behind, because you're going to create a different reality, your layer of the universe. That's what it's about.
That's right.
And that's a hard one. That's a hard one for a lot of people to, wrap their heads around. But, you can't stay in the matrix and fight for the right to be sovereign. It's bullshit. It's folly. It's more enslavement of humanity and more martyrs that are just going to be forgotten.
Yeah,
it doesn't change anything.
You need to start complying, period.
Yes.
Unplug yourself from the system. It will crumble itself, period.
Exactly.
Stop,
but they're not willing to do it.
Behaviors. Yeah.
They're not willing to do it. They like their conveniences. They like their shows. They like their fast food. They like it.
People eating. Yeah, I told my mother, my parents, I'm vegetarian. I told them, and yet I'm very fit. I'm going to the gym. It's been a week. I grew some muscles. I got some muscle back. I'm starting to get fit.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you don't need to eat meat to build yourself up. I know a lot of bodybuilders that are completely plant-based in their diets.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And my muscle, wow. So I'm very happy. I'm keeping it up. You know what I'm saying? And she was upset to saying, "Oh, why you are eating a vegetarian diet? Oh, I don't know what to cook." I say, "Cook whatever you want. I just don't eat meat. Period."
Yeah.
I can eat eggs sometimes.
Yeah.
She told me she's not happy about it. I said I couldn't give a shit.
Oh, well, better you than me, because I'm the one eating it. It just always boggles my mind. It's like, why are you so upset? You're not eating it. I am.
Exactly. And if I couldn't give it, do you think I'm going to change my diet because of you, just because you are my mother? What the fuck? I know what's right for me, period.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it takes. Know your values.
That's what most people are scared to stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
They want to go along with the system. They want to be a copycat. They don't have balls. You have to tough balls sometimes,
Yeah.
And people don't want that. They're chicken shit cowards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They want to do whatever they
Very true.
they have no personality, no individual, nothing. I see them all the time, and you see them as soon as they open the mouth opens, verbal diarrhea comes out. They don't they don't know
Yes,
what
no,
to say.
it's very true. It's kind of disturbing, that regurgitated stuff, and they don't even know. Like, where did you come up with that? They couldn't even tell you, and
Exactly.
they've not even examined it either. And I know so many people like that. And especially with Facebook, you've got memes, you've got headlines, like people rendering an opinion about an article based on a headline, and they've not read the entire source document. Like, it kind of blows my mind. I've had people go to war with me about something on one of my videos, and they've never even seen it. But they're going to get in my face about how fucked up I am. It's like, okay. Let me just fucking shut you down right now. So,
When in point of fact they're doing nothing, you are exposing the system. They're flapping the gums, writing like in apes. Oh yeah, yeah, Maslab. Yeah, yeah. I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
oh my
They're writing
God.
down instead of doing something themselves. They're writing down on the keyboard. They're trying to
Yes.
thinking that they know
Yes.
something. When in point of fact they're doing nothing, and sometimes they can't even put the real name and the real
Right.
item.
Exactly. Exactly. My name is on everything. There we go. You know,
Mine as well. I'm
what
not
you see is
scared.
what you get. I put out a video. I do my videos on my iPhone. I hit record and I hit stop, and then I upload it, and that's it. I don't use editing. I don't use filters. If I fuck up, there it is. It's there for fuck up posterity right there.
Exactly. People. Yeah, I have one more question, and then we're gonna wrap it up. We finished the
Okay.
interview. Great, great to talk to you. By the way, great interview. I really like it.
This is fun. This is fun. I love your questions. I love your energy. You have a lot of energy, and
Thank you, thank you.
you're brave. You're going down all of those little nooks and crannies of the ugly shit, because that is what's going to take. A lot of young people don't want to do it. They don't.
The cowards.
So, more power to you. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
doing it.
thank you. Last question is, what do you think? What do you see humanity now, and where is heading now? Do you see an optimistic future or a pessimistic future? Even though we talked about a few moments ago, do you think
Yeah.
human beings, they're gonna somehow one day wake up, or the system will crumble? We're gonna make it. We're gonna beat these Satanists. Do you see an uprising, or what are your thoughts about this?
I don't see an uprising, to be perfectly frank. I don't.
Me
I don't
too.
see
Me
it.
too.
And I'm not even pessimistic about it. I'm a realist when it comes to
I agree.
when it comes to humans in the matrix. They are just way too beaten down, too dumbed down,
I
too
agree.
incapable of critical thinking to want to exit it. It's
I agree.
unfortunate. However, I really believe that those of us who are doing the great work, who are creating reality, creating content, who have embodied being not just a receiver of information, but discerning, filtering, looking for the truth, and then transmitting information, disseminating information, such as you're doing, what I'm doing, what the good folks at One Great Work Network are doing, and all the different other networks of this. I mean, this is spiritual warriorship. We are in a war for consciousness,
I
which is why
agree.
it is so important to exit the matrix and compose reality, compose our layer of the universe through intending on purpose what it is that is important to us, the gifts that we are giving to humanity, slaved and not slaved. Okay. I think those of us who are doing that, we're going to reap the benefits of an alternative universe. Because that's what happens. We have almost 8 billion people on the planet. That's 8 billion different universes. That's how diverse we are, but we are unified in that we are grand creators. Where each one of us we're here to move formless into form. Okay. This is the manifested divine creative masculine energy into the manifested feminine creative energy that's made physical. That's what we're here to do. But when you're stuck in the matrix, you're just a spectator. That's all you're doing. You're not creating anything. You're following a script, da 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 da, marking time, da da da, and you're going to come back again and again and again, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Floating around with the karmic wheel. It's like, stop it, people. So that's my opinion about it, and I try to be optimistic about it, but when I find myself immersed in the matrix, I have to get the fuck out. It's like, this is a downer, man. This is a downer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. People sometimes you look at people, it's funny. I had to give a applaud or a round of applause to the ruling class, even though I hate them.
Look at
what they're doing.
And here's the thing that I tell all my students and all my clients and my viewers, okay, that when you can wake yourself up and exit the matrix, okay, and compose your reality, one of the main things that you have to do in order to do that consistently is that you have to understand the universal law of allowing, which means that everybody in the universe and in the matrix, whether you like them or not, has the right to exist and be different from you. And if you can get on board with that and not fucking lose your shit, you can stay awake, because you won't get sucked into the divide and conquer of us versus them, which is exactly what the fuck they want. And they will control you. They will own your energy. They will own your attention. They will hijack your consciousness because you want to go to war with them. Do I like that? No. Do I like Satanists? No. Do I approve of child pedophilia and trafficking? No. But the traffickers, they have every right to exist like I do. And I'm different from them. And I focus so much of my life on going to war with them. And I've had my life wrecked way too many times. And it took that wreckage for me to realize, oh, wow, I am disobeying a law of the universe.
Yeah, we need to change people's mindset so they're going to
stop condoning that's the only way.
Doing immoral behaviors.
Yeah, and you do it by example.
Exactly.
You can't pound it into their heads. They're not going to listen to you. So, this is why we continue to do the work that we do, and do it in our own special way to reach the people that we're meant to reach, who are looking for your wisdom, your medicine, your creativity, your inspiration, because they're only going to be able to hear it from you.
I agree. 100% agree what you said. Yeah, but great point that you brought up. This is the end of the interview. Hope you guys loved it.
Thank you for having me, Axel.
Great interview with Marja West. Always energetic and electrifying as a guest. It's very honest and very, very straight on point, saying the straight shit to people as it should be. said, because we ain't got no time to be nice, polite, and
Yes.
caring for, because the world is going to the shitter. Okay, so
Yeah.
wake
Yeah.
the fuck up and start
Yeah.
doing
Wake the fuck up,
something,
people.
and get over it. Okay, they're enslaving us, all of us. Okay, and that's it, folks. And
Thank you for having me.
thank you for being here, Marja. I appreciate that. Let me end the recording.